Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Malia. Today's project we're working on a traditional painting that I started. Now that I graduated, I'm trying to work traditionally more, so it's easier being out of school and having more time to work. Traditionally, it just takes a lot longer, in my opinion, than digital artwork. Um, I do like working traditionally, but there's so much ceremony in it, so I have to cut down the paper to size. I have to draw out the sketch. Cutting out my paper down to size. So it's watercolor paper, and I think these pieces ended up both being 10 by 10. Like I was talking about before, a lot of traditional artwork takes a lot of prep. So I also lay down masking tape to before I lay down my sketch so I can have nice clean borders. Here in this clip, you can see me pointing out the thumbnails in my sketchbook that I'm working from. Sketched these two pieces out. The winter version of this piece was a little easier to get down because it's mostly white and you just gotta fill in the shadows because of all the snow. I also use a bunch of marker and Himi gouache palette. So I do like watercolor, gouache, colored pencil, marker, and I kind of switch up between all these mediums. Some of the markers are like water based and some of them are alcohol based. I got these for free, so I don't know which one's which. So sometimes I'll be using the markers and they start to bleed with the water, but I kind of roll with it, which is also it's a blessing and a curse with traditional artwork because it bleeds a lot. It can get really reactive to the other mediums that you're using, but it can be nice because you get some these natural, unexpected textures that you can't get digitally. But then here I start my painting. I start with really thin layers, thin washes just to get everything colored in the same base. And then slowly and slowly build up with thinner. I started with thin layers, so I start big, lay out all the shapes. Then I start building up. I go into the detail pieces and I build up into thicker layers, into thicker paint layers until it's completely opaque. Not much to add right now, so I'm gonna let you guys watch the speed paints and I'll pop back in once I have something else to add. I don't show a lot of the winter version of this piece. I just feel like it's not that interesting, not that much going on. Pretty straightforward, I think, with just adding in the darks. I'm going to take photos of the finished illustrations. With the finished illustrations, and they're like 99% done. With those photos, I go in digitally and I fix things up on Adobe Fresco. So I kind of fix some of the perspective. I kind of fix some of the color adjustments and contrast. For the spring piece with all the greenery, that's what I'm calling that one spring. I was wanting to add something that's a little more interesting or kind of make you look longer at the piece. I love adding stars to my piece, so you kind of see me struggling a little bit about how or where to add those stars. But once I kind of get it, I kind of am pretty satisfied with this little sparkler effect that I created. And I kind of struggle a little bit with the winter piece too, because I'm like, it's missing something, it's not that interesting. So I kind of make the crack in the ice into a star. Not as interesting, but I feel like it gives the correct vibe or mood I was going for. The two finished pieces look like. I'll probably put them up on screen. So these are the two finished pieces look like. I am pretty satisfied with them. I'm still trying to figure out my style here. Some things to be more realistic. So with my style, if I don't know how I want something to look like, I just end up veering towards realism. I don't find pieces as satisfying when they're more simplistic. So I kind of go back and forth. I do like a simplistic style for when I make comics, but my full-blown illustrations, I kind of do lean towards realism. But and then kind of concept for these pieces, I was thinking there were more kind of album covers, I guess, the use for them. So maybe I'll go back in one day and do some typography on top of them. Thanks for watching. And please stay tuned to see more artwork that I make, and maybe follow me along and see how my style develops. Bye.